Shotfix helps with setting up corrective animation by automatically setting keyframes when new shapes are created. Shotfix basically just blends target shapes in and out in successive order. To enable Shotfix, press the Shotfix Mode button in the animation folder. This also enables the related Shotfix controls. With Shotfix Mode active, all new target shapes are named after the current frame, along with a prefix, which can be used to differentiate between different parts of the character. When you enter Shotfix mode and have a target shape selected, the prefix will be read from the currently selected shape. Before we start, we need to know that each corrective shape will be active at the frame the sculpt takes place, and will be blended in starting from the previous active shape. When creating the first shape, of course no previous shape exists, so Shapes has to set the starting keyframe automatically. Here, the pre-post value is used, which usually defines a key range, but in this case is used to key the first target with a value of 0. In my scene, I want to touch up the deformation at the shoulder of my character. I go to frame 16, where the first change in direction appears. Up to this point, the first corrective should be active, of course, but first I need to create it. I enter Edit mode and sculpt my changes to the mesh. After exiting Edit mode, the shape gets added and automatically keyed. We can directly see the keyframes on the time slider or in the graph editor. When Shotfix mode is active, you will always see the keyframes of the selected target shape. The new shape is active at the current frame and blended in from 5 frames earlier according to the pre-post value. But since I want this shape to start at 1, I simply drag the keyframe and key it to 1 with the key buttons in the animation folder. Now I go to frame 25, where the next change in direction occurs. The last shape is still active, which of course influences the underlying deformation. When creating a new target shape, you can always start the edit based on the current deformation, which means the previous target shape. Or you can reset the previous shape and edit based on the deformed mesh alone. I press the Reset button, which temporarily disables all active target shapes, and the mesh appears with its default deformation. Reset will be active until I exit the Edit mode. Again, I sculpt my shape by entering Edit mode. After exiting, the new shape will be active, and the previous shape is turned off, as you can see when I toggle between the two target shapes. Selecting a target shape also moves the time to the keyframe where the shape has been sculpted. You can also jump between target shapes with the next and previous shape buttons. At frame 40, I need another corrective. Again, I press Reset to deactivate any previous shapes and enter Edit mode. Now it may be necessary to insert a shape between two existing correctives, like in my case, where I have a shape at frame 25 and 40, but realize that it would be good to have another one at frame 32 because of the blending. This time I don't reset the shape, because I want to base the in-between shape on the current deformation. I enter Edit mode and sculpt the fix. After leaving Edit mode, you can see that the new shape forced the previous and next shape to move their keyframes. The shape at frame 25 now ends at the in-between shape at frame 32, and the following shape starts at frame 32. The shape at frame 40 can now be blended off at frame 48. For this, I simply set a manual key with a value of 0. Setting a manual final key on a shape also tells Shotfix to handle the next shape as if it were the first, just because it doesn't make sense to blend over a larger time range. For example, the next shape should be placed at frame 70, where there is some mesh intersection on the back of the character. Since the previous shape is already off, this new corrective shape gets again blended in according to the pre-post value.